100 years ago, Herb King stood on this very breakwater with a camera pointed towards one of Tasmania's most recognisable landmarks, the Nut. Much has changed since then, yet somehow much remains exactly the same. After finishing at the old Stanley wharf, I noticed another of Herb's photographs had been taken from somewhere along this breakwater. At first glance, it looked inaccessible. Tall security fencing blocked much of the area, but in the distance I could see fishermen casting lines from the harbour wall. Somewhere there had to be a way through. Following a narrow path beside the base of the Nut, another surprise appeared. Resting high and dry was an old wooden fishing boat, weathered, forgotten, slowly returning to nature. It's amazing how places like this quietly collect pieces of history that many people simply walk past. The further I walked, the stronger the wind became. On the sheltered side, locals patiently waited for a bite. Beyond the harbour entrance, the open ocean told a very different story.
I finally made it down here onto the Stanley Breakwater. It's the second of my locations here in the H.J. King project for Stanley. Behind me we have the Nut. The Nut remains unchanged, but what has changed is this breakwater. You'll see running along behind me we have the rusty remains of what was an active railway line. And we can still zoom in, we can still see rusted parts of the actually original lines that were here and were very actively used 100 years ago. Now it's a very popular spot for fishermen. Fishermen come down here and they get quite good catches. One of the guys here just landed quite a nice sized fish. What type of fish did you have, mate? What was it called?
Mackerel.
Mackerel. It was a mackerel that he landed, and I think he's got a couple more, so it looks like they've got dinner sorted. So I'm coming here in the afternoon. It's quite blustery and breezy. I may come back in the morning to see if we can get a different light and perhaps less wind, but I always like to grab the opportunity because we just don't know what the weather will do. For all we know, tomorrow a big storm could blow through and I will miss my opportunities. So it's always best to grab it while we can.
What first caught my attention in Herb's photograph wasn't the Nut. It was the railway. In 1919, these tracks carried freight along a busy working harbour. Today, they're little more than rusting reminders of Stanley's industrial past. But if you know where to look, the story is still here. While filming my piece to camera, I mentioned how important it is to grab the opportunity when it's there, because tomorrow isn't guaranteed. As it turned out, I was right. After packing up, I discovered there wasn't a single place left to stay in Stanley. Every room, every campsite, even a place for my little camper van, was full. Instead, I found myself driving all the way to Smithton before dark. Had I decided to leave this location until the next morning, this recreation may never have happened. Sometimes history rewards those willing to take one extra walk, one extra photograph, or simply one more chance. I'm certainly glad I did.